Ooh. Good evening and welcome. It's the Ilfl Soccer Night Show here on a Monday night with me, David Joseph. I'm surrounded by beautiful people. Everybody's happy because everything seems to have gone their way. We'll come to all of those in a moment. First, let me turn to Nanu. Nanu, welcome back after a little summer break. Missed you last week.
Thank you.
Good, good, good. Rashid will be here to join us later on in the show, maybe in segment 2 or 3. But first, what we have to talk about is what happened in the Premier Division of the Summer League. The Summer League still has 1 or 2 games still to conclude itself, but there were 2 key games that happened yesterday. It was to decide the top of the table, who was going to come out as this season's Summer League champions. There was a game between Robin Hood Tigers and Beaumont Youth, those Division 2 stalwarts battling it out again. They're going to be in Division 1 when they come back in the winter season. And there were the new boys from Lotus who were taking on Weavers, and were they going to do what they came here to do? They told us 2 weeks ago that's what they came here to do. Whatever they involved themselves in, they turned up to win it. That's all to come. We have highlights and clips from both of those games a little later on, maybe in this segment, maybe in the next one. But first, I'm going to turn to you, Nanu, and something that I was thinking over the weekend, in all the years that we've been doing the Premier Division, the last couple of seasons, it's almost been a matter of fact. Strong teams have come in. Last season was great. We had some strong teams, and there were 2 or 3 teams that were doing really, really well, but one team just kind of had it and ran away with it and never really looked back. This season, it's been fresh. It's been great the way it's happened, hasn't it?
It has been, and it's all for the good reasons as well. I mean, what teams, or the existing and the stronger teams that usually win the titles and run away with everything every year, year in, year out, you know, those are the teams that really should be watching out for some of the new teams. You know, the landscape isn't the same as it was a year or 2 years ago. Things are changing. Teams are coming in. Teams with more experience, teams that have more flair, more energy, will and determination to win things. They're all coming in and they're flocking in now. And what's happening to the older teams that have been winning? Well, you know, they're watching the step now, and they have to be really careful, otherwise they could fall back. And if that happens, then it would take ages and a lot of restructuring and time and effort to get back to the level that they were previously.
Jim Hendry's in the studio as well. Good evening to you, Jim.
Good evening.
You're back again to talk about your boys Lotus. And before we talk about what happened yesterday, we spoke about Lotus a few weeks ago, and we spoke about where you've come from, in terms of where you started in other leagues and how you've come in here and you set yourselves targets and you set. Has it panned out pretty much as it should have done in your head?
Very good question. Like I said the other week, we never join a league unless we're there to win it. We don't make numbers up. But some of the teams were unknown quantity to us, so that was kind of difficult. I'd seen some of the teams, whereas the players hadn't played against the other clubs, didn't know much about them, so it's very difficult for me to relay across what we was up against. We played a couple of teams pre-season, was successful with that. So we came in to not just enjoy the tournament, win the tournament, but gain some experience from it, and also set our marker down for the Winter League. Because the Summer League, although some of the teams have different players, we knew we'd get a marker as to where we could fit into the Winter League. So, you know, it's difficult because obviously we're trying to win it, but you know, as you see right at the end, it came right down to the wire.
It did indeed, and we can show you some of that right now. There were 2 games taking place, as we said. One of those was Beaumont Youth and Robin Hood Tigers, 2 teams who have met. Probably this must be the 4th time now they've met, and it's always been a cagey affair and always been quite close between both teams. Robin Hood Tigers were here on the sofas last week talking about how they were going out there, they were confident, and they thought that the title was in their hands. This is what they had to do yesterday. This is what they did, and we have some highlights for you now. It's Beaumont Youth versus Robin Hood Tigers. So there you go. That was the game between Beaumont and Robin Hood Tigers. And the Tigers did, granted, they did what they said they were going to go out there and do. They got themselves 3 points and they scored their goals, 4 of them to be exact. 4-0. Beaumont Youth won the game. But then it was all down to what Lotus could do. Do we have that clip ready to show the public? We do indeed. So here it is. Without further ado, we saw what Beaumont Youth and Robin Hood Tigers came about. This is what happened between Lotus and Weavers. Run the VT.
This league this season, and it's been a great experience. 7 games, and the ultimate goal was to finish top of the league, something that we've achieved today. So that's absolutely fantastic. From credit to the lads and Jim and the management. Absolutely brilliant, fantastic experience, and hopefully be a few more trophies to come.
Thank you for the ILFL. It's been a fantastic tournament for us and one we've really enjoyed. Very, very tight going right to the end, and especially today we had a couple of players pull out. We had 6 first team, no disrespect to Weavers, we had 6 first teamers missing today. But we had a game plan, we changed our shape, and at the end of the day everyone worked really hard. Despite the scoreline, Weavers pushed us hard right to the end as well. Fantastic game, and a credit to the tournament. We're looking forward to the winter season now.
So there it was, 1-0. No, it wasn't even 1, it wasn't 2, it wasn't even 6, it was 10-0, 10 goals Lotus put past Weavers, and that shows the determination to win what is now rightfully theirs, and it is the ILFL Summer League. They are the Summer League champions for 2015, and let me turn swiftly to my right-hand side, and let's get more of the team on the screen. We've got 2 of the Lotus, I was going to say London Tigers. 2 of the Lotus champions to my right. Introduce yourself, sir.
James.
James, and you play in what position?
Anywhere across the back 4, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah.
Does that mean you're the utility man? So where did you play yesterday?
Centre back. Centre back yesterday, yeah.
Hardly needed.
So, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, had to do the job, had to stay concentrated, you know.
Okay, and next to you we've got?
I'm Charlie.
Charlie, you play?
I play in the centre, but yesterday I had to play on the left.
Left wing?
Yeah, left wing.
Lots of running?
Lots of running up and down.
Crossing the ball? Setting up chances?
No, scoring goals.
Scoring goals? How many goals did you get yesterday?
Only the one, but the first one's the most important.
So, enough of the football cliches now. Let's talk about the performance itself. 10-0 can do a couple of things. It can mask a performance and it can highlight a performance. Which one was it for you guys? Was that the best performance that you put on this summer season?
I think so, but it's a different kettle of fish to play in a team like London Tigers. Yesterday, Weavers, they were a good team, but they were quite a young team, and I think it showed in their organisation. So, although it was a good result, scoring 10 goals, you probably get a bit more satisfaction beating London Tigers 3-2, to be honest with you.
To be fair, I have to say, before this game, you were only down as not scoring that many goals against your opposition. I mean, the 10 goals that you've scored yesterday just means that you scored one more goal than the Robin Hood Tigers, who you picked to the post. Has goal scoring been a problem in the team?
I wouldn't call it a problem. We've got players that are well capable of scoring goals, but I think what we do is maybe sacrifice a little bit going forward to keep the organisation in the team. We've got really good defence, and that's probably our main strength, conceding goals. We've probably only scored one more, but I think looking at the table earlier, we've conceded the least goals in the league. So, yeah.
So defensively, he's put it on you now, and talking about how strong you guys are in defence. So what is it? Is it an organisation thing? Is it organisation right through the team? Is it being potent up front? Is it being conservative at the back? Is it a bit of both? How would you describe it?
To be fair, we've got quite a lot of players, especially in defence, that have played together for a long time. Summer League has seen one player came in, but everyone's played together, so they know the roles that they should be playing. They've played together for many years. Even some of us have played together since we were 13 and 14. So we know exactly, we've played the same way for many, many years. So it's a lot easier for us to get into a game and be organised from the off. Obviously we had a bit of a mare against Robin Hood Tigers defensively. It wasn't one of our best games. We conceded 9 goals in the whole of the Summer League, and 5 were against Robin Hood. So other than that, we conceded 4 pretty much for the rest of the Summer League. So we do set our stall to defend, and at the end of the day, if you do keep the team from scoring and you can nick goals yourself, you've always got a good chance.
And I think I've asked this of Jim previously, and your other 2 players that have been on the show previously. What do you think you've learned about yourselves as a team, bearing in mind what you've come up against and what you've had to do?
It's been a lot different from when we played in the Camden League, as especially like John said a couple of weeks back. It's been extremely different because we've had to adjust the way we play. We do have to press teams more. We are used to teams pressing us, and we can counter them and we can suck them in and give them the punch. But we've had to adjust our gameplay. It's shown in some of our games where we've taken a bit of time to get into the match. Maybe had 10-15 minutes where we've had to get settled, or had periods where we've been a bit off the boil a little bit. We haven't put our best performances in through the Summer League, but we obviously, we've managed to do enough. But there's a lot of good teams in this league. Like everyone said, they put the ball down, they play. Everyone tries to play football. Everyone's trying to do everything the right way. So there's a lot of credit. All the teams in the Summer League that we come up against, they've given us a good run. They've given us a good tough match. So we'll be better prepared for the Winter League, because again, we've learned a lot about ourselves as a team, and that we have to, we do adjust well, but we still had to adjust completely differently again. So it's been it's been an excellent Summer League.
Well done to you, and credit to them. Like I said, there was more than 2 games going on yesterday. There were a couple of others that were scheduled. Here are the results on the screen for you now. At the top there, you can see the result there between Beaumont Youth and Robin Hood Tigers. Robin Hood Tigers winning by 4 goals to 0. Reach Out, one of those early pace setters we thought they were going to be, but they've come very late in the day in this season. They beat SCTA by 3 goals to 0. London Tigers got a home win. In fact, St Catherine's got a home win, I beg your pardon, over London Tigers, and Lotus FC beat Weavers by 10 goals to 0. The tables, it was 1 on goal difference, as we kind of thought it would be over these last couple of weeks. It was going to go to that. 18 points for the 2 teams at the top, Lotus FC and Robin Hood Tigers, both with the 1 defeat. But a goal difference, Lotus winning it by 4 goals in the end. SCTA finished in 3rd place. Well done to the boys from SCTA, who have done really, really well themselves. They're going to be playing in the Premier Division of the Winter League next season. And Reach Out as well, coming good at the end, but it's too little, too late. Nanu, I'm going to turn to you and say, I like what Lotus FC have done. It's nice to have a new name on a trophy, and a new set of players who will be coming up at the awards ceremony as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to that. Everyone, is welcome to the awards ceremony. Anyway, I mean, yesterday those 10 goals. Let's face it, it's no easy task scoring 10 goals. Against Weavers. Okay, Weavers fielded probably not a very strong team, but 10 goals, it's not easy. That's one for you. It's the first one that came in, and then the others actually follow.
Had to go and do it. But it also shows that this was a team that was up for it. They They only knew they had one thing to do. They had nothing else to lose. The only thing they could lose was first place. So it was go all out. Or
Yeah, and coming this far and being under pressure as well and trying to get the goal difference, you know, I mean, well done, you know, to Jim and the team and everyone that was involved in Lotus. I think they've done a fantastic job, and it's shown us something different, you know, shown us something new, something that the league needs to see, you know. I mean, you know, we play teams week in, week out, similar teams, and when new teams comes in, you know, it gives us something different. It gives us more emphasis. It gives more teams to do things differently, and this is what we want. Overall, it enhances the league.
the Winter League, I mean, we'll just, with a minute to go, 30 seconds, the Winter League is something we're looking forward to. There are teams still in that can still come up and play them. I mean, we don't know where they're going to play right now, but we look at the likes of Stepney FC, Premier Division champions, West End, who themselves were a new team a couple of seasons ago and have done themselves really well, acquitted themselves really well. There are the teams that are sitting in the First Division. The First Division is really strong now for the Winter League to come as well. With a team like Lotus coming, and it's just all good now.
It is. I mean, one thing just to remind you, you know, Lotus, I know you've done fantastic, you've won the title, but Winter League is a completely different ball game. Yeah. It's a different thing, you know. We're talking about a really long season, you know, in comparison to the summer. You've got home and away, you know, you have to come in the rain, in the snow.
And the teams, they take it very seriously.
They take it very seriously. You know, summer, although it is really competitive, you know, we do tend to get some teams who you want to try out a few things here and there, and bring in new players, see what it's like, you know, give them a flavour, give them a taster, and do your assessment. Winter, there's no room for error, you know, and teams take it really seriously. So there's one thing to watch out for is organisation, determination, willingness to come and win, and come in and turn up every Sunday is the key to success.
It is indeed. We've run through everything that's happened in the Premier Division in the Summer League. There is another division to talk about as well, and a little bit more regarding the Vets League. Remember, 2 games taking place tonight and the remainder taking place on Thursday. We've still got to talk about all of those results that happened last week. All of that and more in the next section of the show. So we'll take a break and we'll see you right back after these.
আপনারা দেখছেন ILFL সকার নাইট।